Hi there. This is Faye from Face World Media, and welcome to day 19 of my 30-day live. And today, I want to just casually chat with you guys about how to start and grow an email list as a content creator. Now, this is a topic I feel like we don't talk about enough. Hello, so good to see you. And I think email marketing is really important. That's a mistake I made earlier on when I started my podcast in 2014. There was no sign up embed form on my website. I didn't believe, I think it was like really a um self-esteem issue. I didn't believe that people would want to really subscribe to my email, or maybe there isn't enough for me to say as part of my email. I would waste people's time. And also, these days still you go to these parties and people say, you know what, Faye, I get those emails, I never read any one of them. So makes us as content creators believe that maybe it's not really a good use of our time. That is completely wrong. Noah Kagan, along with HubSpot and with a lot of these brands, actually openly sharing their stats for you to take a look at in terms of conversion. Your email marketing engine, your email list has so much more power, much higher conversion rate for you to sell products, services, and beyond. So if there's no takeaway from today's chat, I hope you understand that whether you are at the beginning, middle, or we're the end of your journey, you're new or experienced content creator, start with an email list today. Even if that means you're simply dropping or enabling that newsletter functionality on your Squarespace, WordPress site. You don't even know what to send to these folks just yet. Still, have that turned on. And the first 10, 20, 100 subscribers may not seem like a lot, but some of those people actually stick around for a long time. I still have people on my list today who have been subscribers, since 2015, a year after I started my podcast. So in this session today, I want to chat with you about some of the best practices. I want to share with you some of the case studies. If you're watching on Instagram, I'll make sure to actually mention, the verbiage on the site and also the link involved as well. Before we get started, I must say, and I'm really, I want to thank my content manager, really. Her name is Anna. She is currently based in Italy. She travels around the world. And she and I had a chat basically about 2 hours ago. And we talked about the point of these 30-day lives. There's so many content creators out there. Like, why the heck do I want to create more content in this format? And truth is, guys, like, I wish it's still today that there are more people casually talking about this part of their journey. Not everything we do is necessarily going to work. And we always hear from these huge email list people, creators, Pat Flynn, Tim Ferriss, each one of them. Last time I checked, Tim Ferriss has close to, probably well over 1 million subscribers at this point. Just his 5 Bullet Fridays, that email list had 750,000 subscribers as of years ago. And you're not going to start there. I didn't start there, and I'm still not there. Currently on my list, after years of learning, pursuing, I have a little over 2,000. But get this, it's not about the number. It's not about quantity. It's about quality. That really is true. Use myself as an example. My email list has an open rate of, on average, 35 to 45%. And what it means is after I send each and every email, 35 to 45% of the people will open and actually read it. And there's a really high link click rate as well. People are getting value. They're staying subscribed, even though the list is small. Now, I'll give you another example. My client and dear friend, Michael Leckie, has roughly around 300, maybe 400 people subscribe to his email list. And most of those people are senior executives, a lot of CEOs, a lot of C-suite people. And his open rate is in the 45 to sometimes 50%. So think about that for a second. Whatever you send, there's half of the people actually engaging with your content. And that is huge. Hello, Instagram. I love seeing you guys here. It's been a while for me to see some of you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Now, I want to actually talk about some of the examples and really getting into the details of how to grow an email list from zero. So number one, install the plugin, whatever it is, create a list. First, you have to choose which is your email marketing platform. Now, in the description below, I've listed something that I've used for years called ConvertKit. And the reason why I like ConvertKit is that it is really simple. It is a very clean interface, and there are a lot of tutorials. And prior to that, I was using MailChimp. I think MailChimp is also equivalently, it's pretty powerful, but I think MailChimp is better for content creators who want to do a lot more fancy layout, especially like e-commerce type of stuff. In that case, you probably most likely would need something like MailChimp, where you can create grids and different colors. But ConvertKit focuses on more of, I would say, video and text and blogger type of content creators. It gives me really easy ways to segment people. So I can segment people based on my business for YouTube learners, Zoom learners, podcasters, and podcaster VAs. So you can create different keywords and different categories very easily. So that's why I love them. And so once you make that decision, right? And for me, by the way, recently I moved on to Podia because it gives me the functionality to run my courses as well as monitor my email list. I can, create a single email or create email automations for my course learners. Next is like, okay, I really you're at this journey now. You have a list, it's not growing. You guys, let's say you have under 100 subscribers and they've been there since the very beginning and it's not growing. You're thinking, what types of content message can I deliver to these people to, have more people subscribe? So there are a few routes. And there's an article from HubSpot. I think it's actually quite helpful. So I will just maybe mention a few tips. There is something called a personalized CTA or call to action. So it turns out you don't necessarily have to use the keywords such as subscribe, a newsletter, sign up now. It sounds spammy because nobody wants to get another just generic newsletter in their inbox. Instead, you can make it funny. So my friend Margot Aaron, who I'm going to interview next week, check it out to talk about, courses, growth, and marketing in general. And her message on thatseemsimportant.com is funny, I think. She said, hey, please subscribe. So it's not just, me and my mom. And she also talks about Seth Godin and someone I admire, subscribe to her newsletter. So there's social proof, there's humor, people tend to subscribe. But beyond that, you want to deliver the content, of course. So personalization is important. You could also create something called timed or pop-ups. So right now within Squarespace, you have the functionality to time it, as soon as people arrive on this page or anywhere on your website, people can then just subscribe and receive that pop-up within 15, 20 seconds or sooner on your website. That may not, speaking about timers, I actually don't recommend people to, start popping up this newsletter and blocking out the website immediately, especially on mobile. It's actually a very annoying experience. Wait until people they have had a moment to engage with your content before showing the result. Also, the pop-up newsletter or content, email list could also be customized based on the content this person is currently consuming. So for instance, if on my website, somebody is currently watching a how to Zoom video, I could then show up, basically create a pop-up for my newsletter to say, instead of generic, welcome to Face World, nobody's going to pay attention to that. But instead I can say, hey, did you know that I'm creating the ultimate guide to Zoom course on Podia? By the way, I'm actually doing that coming in January 2022. Learn more here. Then they're able to learn more. Maybe they can pre-sign up or pre-subscribe to a new course you're developing. So there are different ideas. You can start with something more generic as you're watching this video if you're getting started, but then quickly pivot to something that's more intentional and more meaningful based on the content that what visitor is consuming. All right, so that's tip number 2. Time. Oh, here's another feature that has shown a lot of promises, which is surveys. There are currently a lot of websites on the homepage. It says, hey, find out the type of content creator you are. And they give you this Mad Lib, then you can just fill out the survey quick, make sure it's quick. And then in the end, they will say, you know what, to get your result or learn more about your personality type, for instance, enter your email, we'll send you the report. Right then and there, you captured their attention. There's a certain amount of suspense. They don't want to go through the process without understanding the results. You could also do it that way. And humor we talked about, and make sure you're clear about the value in the sign up, in the call to action as your newsletter. Now, we've all seen that, hey, this is Joe Schmo. I like to send weekly newsletters. Please subscribe. Nobody's going to really pay attention to that, at least not today. But if you're giving something away, such as, hey, by signing up for the newsletter, I'm going to give away this mini or the starter course for free. You can download the starter kit for free, or I will send you how to be successful in this category. Whatever it is, if you're giving something away, people are more likely to sign up as opposed to, signing up for a generic newsletter. But if you are giving something away, make sure that you actually follow through. I would recommend not waiting for more than 24 hours to really engage with the audience. If you're promising to deliver something to their inbox, make sure you do it. I would say within 5-10 minutes of them receiving the email. And that's something you can certainly set up and configure on the part of the email marketing platform. All right. So, pitch your newsletter on social media. I think that is a really good tip. A lot of us tend to, how do I say this? Avoid social media. We feel like our colleagues, family, and friends are there. That's just awkward for us to pitch to them. You never know. Some of them may just be on a similar journey as you are. And, pitching to and sharing an email list with your family, friends are not really, it's not a bad idea, really. Thank you for joining. My friend Sam Ford years ago sent out this email to all of us, which is saying, "Hey, my family and I have relocated. We're moving to New York. We're moving back to Kansas, whatever it is, and I want to keep you guys posted on, our where and whereabouts." And he's also a digital marketing expert, so as part of the newsletter, we're always learning something new. So that's very interesting. Another friend of mine, which is called Michael Roderick. Michael sends out these daily emails. So now we're kind of trending into this whole, sending more frequently, providing value. Michael Roderick sends daily emails. He's been doing this for years. And I bet you guys, I mean, not only he's for himself as a content creator, getting more familiar, more comfortable writing content, but he also has many more touch points to engage with his audience. So kudos to you, Michael. Let's see what else. Create more landing pages, guys. So a lot of us rely on a single lead gen, a single, downloadable, a single idea. Don't do that. I made the mistake so much earlier on. I would say I wish I create multiple landing pages, multiple lead gens. So I did eventually in 2016. I launched a few lead gen. So if you're not familiar with lead gen, so lead generation, lead magnets, or something that could be in the forms of a checklist, a document, which you give away for free to people who subscribe to your newsletter. So I created one document I still remember, thanks to Dory Clark, called How to Make a Living as a Podcaster Without Counting the Downloads. So right then and there, I'm conveying a lot of information as to, there are a lot of small podcasters out there who are still praying and, that they could make a living from creating content. And there I show them an alternative path to do that. And other lead gens I created, which was, how to launch your podcast on Apple Podcasts within the week. And there's another one. Oh yeah, how to set up your home studio. So in that single document, like a simple Google Doc, which I get to update on a continuous basis, I show people behind the scenes, the microphone I use, the boom arm, all the things. And I provide a value in terms of giving them different price points. What you need to do, what you need to purchase for under $200, between $200 to $500, and up to $1,000. So put yourselves in the shoes of your subscriber, the person who's learning from you. It's a person, in the first place, right? Like you're trying to relate to that person. That person could be on a journey that you were on years ago. So focusing value to that person is most important above all. Like even if it means you're being honest, you're delivering value, and you only end up having 1, 2, 300 subscribers on your email list, so be it. They're going to be your raving fans. All right. So I think, there are a couple of other tips. If you have an email list right now in the footer, consider the footer is good, but sometimes people might miss that. I would recommend that you consider putting a CTA, call to action, of your newsletter on the About page or About Us page. That is one of the most potent pages on your website. Other than the homepage itself, people tend to visit About to learn more about the creator. So put it there. Now, the question is, Faye, you've been talking about websites for a while. Can I have an email list if I don't have a website? Number one, please have a website. Yesterday, I talked all about websites, but if you currently don't, but you have a thriving social media presence, let's say on Twitter, on Instagram, you can then put it in your bio link as part of your profile for that social media channel. And on YouTube, I highly encourage you to update your About page on YouTube. And in addition to that, if you're really getting serious about growing your email list because it's so helpful, consider creating a call to action as part of your video description. Every single video description, it could be really easy. All the big YouTubers do it, and they know just how powerful it is. Why? Again, you don't have to count on YouTube or anywhere else to show your content, whether it's video or images or otherwise, or audio, to your audience. When you have an email list, you can tell by people's interest to say, you know what, you're one of my 1,000 true fans, and when I have a new product release, new t-shirts, new merch, whatever it may be, or pre-sign up, you're the first to know that. So that can be really helpful. Remember to include call to actions on your about page on the website, social media links, YouTube, wherever you're doing this. And okay, that's really helpful. So next, what I want to do is show you a couple of examples I really like. And first, I want to share Dory Clark's website. It says the call to action here is start playing the long game. And her website is doryclark.com. And when you first arrive and before you get lost or trying to learn more about her, you see this. It says download your free strategic thinking self-assessment. That is very appealing. I mean, that's her latest book, first of all. And if you're like me, like thousands of her, tens of thousands of her followers, she's fantastic. And her advice really works. Remember, just 5 minutes ago, I talked about my ebook called How to Make a Living as a Podcaster Without Counting Downloads. I was lucky enough to kind of brainstorm that over a coffee session with Dory. And that document, that lead gen, remained to be one of the most popular ones over the years. Guys, it's crazy. So that's one example. Let's take a look at another one. Neil Patel is one of the most, I would say, popular, influential SEO expert on the internet today. When you go to his website, neilpatel.com, and you see this, and this is very powerful. Do you want more traffic? And in the sub headline, it says, hey, I'm Neil Patel. I'm determined to make a business in North Grafton successful. Actually, even knows where I live. That is pretty sneaky. My only question is, would it be yours? And the previous version to this was he actually talked about, enter your website and analyze here. And once you get on to his website, and he has another call to action as part of his email sign up, says, do you want more traffic to your website? And then if you click I'll know, it says, no, it's not just no, I don't want to subscribe. It says, no, I don't want more traffic to my website. If you're a content creator, all of us want traffic. And of course, we want quality traffic, but even before that, generally traffic is always a good sign. So there is that. And the third article is a longer article shared by OK Dork, which is by Noah Kagan. And here in this article called Email Marketing Best Practices from 42 Million Email Company. And here he shared, different proof points of clicks, conversion, and, how some of the best practices. And it's interesting. Noah Kagan is someone who really knows how to really like healthy and authentic hacks, hacks through content creation, through growing the list really rapidly. Last year, he set up a goal to grow his YouTube channel to over 100,000 subscribers, and he did it. So look at his advice is to say, keep your emails short. And that's interesting for people like you and me, we're short on time and thinking about how to optimize. Turns out not only emails are short for a number of reasons, easier to write and simple to read. So try that. I always try to A/B test my strategies and to see, who tends to read. You can actually see not only the engagement, the conversion, but the engagement based on the content written in your email. And not every email marketing platform will offer you that actually, but some of that will show you how much of your email is open, read, consumed, engaged with. And let's see if there are any other tips that I could share. Have a single call to action. I mean, this is a mistake a lot of us make, is to share too much, right? Like you're asking your subscribers, your people to do a lot of things in a single email. They're going to stop paying attention to it. So have a single call to action so people don't miss it. Speaking of which, another tip that I learned years ago is that this whole PS, like after your signature Fay, love to this community Fay, in the PS, a lot more people actually consume content and call to actions from, at the end of the email. So people read the beginning and the end. So pay attention to that. And you can also measure click-through as always. So that's it. So, hey guys, so this is again, day 19 of my 30-day live for content creators. I really want this casual environment to engage with people, and there are absolutely no silly questions. Lately, I've tried to help a few friends kind of set up their tech side of things. I'm pretty nerdy in that regards, but I enjoy helping people out. And if you learned something from this session today, please share it with one more friend, colleague, and I would really appreciate that. And so tomorrow, I'll be back. I believe it's a Ask Me Anything session, but tomorrow I'm actually traveling to Weston, Massachusetts to attend an event. So I might be able to go live from that event. I really hope I can. So I don't know where I will be at during 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I certainly will try to be online, whatever the time I have, that is. So much love for this community and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Say hi, ask me any questions, help one other person out in this community, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. All right. Let's end Instagram and or